guys know what a parkade is?
A parkade? Isn't it like just like a parking lot?
Yeah. Parking garage. Yeah.
Do you guys know what a barcade is?
I don't drink.
An arcade? That's a bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom told me to stay away from those places. She said they're dangerous.
Well, barcades, it's like an arcade that's open late at night. You don't have to drink alcohol to be there, Bo. You can just...
See, I would have known that if I've ever been there.
You could just play arcade games late at night, and your friends are drinking, and you are playing...
That sounds like a blast. I love that my friends are over there drinking and having a good time, and I'm just like, I'm going to fucking get the high score on Pac-Man.
And you're over also there, having a good time. Are you not having a good time?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I'd be having a good time, but at that point, I might as well just stayed home and pulled up a ROM of Pac-Man and fucking played it myself. Wow! And I get to the first level and fucking die and go, fuck! And get kicked out. That'd be my experience at the barcade.
Well, I can't help that you're a terrible time. I can't help that you're the opposite of a party.
No, you're right. You're right. And you know what? God hoping we never meet so I don't have to give those bad vibes to anyone.
No!
You know?
No!
Thank God that's never gonna happen. No. You said the truth, and I appreciate that. You know, it's
Listen,
good.
I described like you can hang out with your friends and play games, and you,
Marty, where are you at?
were like,
where are
I'm
you
gonna get way
chat?
too into it and get kicked out.
Where's the person that said, "Oh, where's your ego"? Where are you in the chat? Hey, man, it's not going well.
Listen, man, I described a situation in which you could have fun with your friends, and you wouldn't have to drink, and you were like, they'll all be over there, and I'll be over here getting way too competitive about Pac-Man until I get kicked out of the establishment. That was on you. Right?
I agree, man. Yeah, I don't think my friends would come over and check on me and be like, "What's going on with Pac-Man, Bo?" Instead, she just said, "Well, bad time over there playing by yourself. You know, we'd be over there drinking, but that's fine. You know,
you decided.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm
not gonna check on my friend. They want to go do this thing. I'm just gonna.
All
thank you so much,
D. I
appreciate you. Thank you, Sushi.
And your assumption was that everyone else would be trash drunk, hating you on the other side of the room.
At a bar?
That was you.
People drinking at a bar? What?
It's an arcade as well, and you just assumed you'd be the only one
playing
games.
Arcade, and you went, "Well, you're a bad time," and I was like, "Well, okay."
I would be the one playing games. Everyone else would be at the bar, and that's your assumption. That's a crazy
would you not
assumption.
Be at the bar? Where would you be? Where would you be?
We'd all be playing games.
Would you be at the arcade? Would you be at the arcade? Would you be at the arcade or would you be at the bar?
Jesus
Where
Christ.
would you be? Tell me where you would be.
Listen, man, if you want to try and victimize yourself here, to be like, I would be alone,
absolutely.
And you would all hate
100%.
me. But that isn't anywhere in what I said.
They just said they hated me.
Just get the demons out of your head,
100%.
dude.
100% I'd win at
fight your
Pac-Man.
demons, Jesus Christ.
No, absolutely not. They've already won. It's over. I'm dead.
So
they've taken over the dark urge. The dark urge has taken over. Wait, I need to see what Shoomimi's doing right now. I want to see what her stream looks like.
She's probably muted. She's probably just like talking on there.
No, she just has her eyes wide and she's just staring. Don't fight in front of Shoomimi.
I think you should just lower our volume all the way down and she was just yapping.
That would be a good strategy, honestly. Just being like a frightened child.
I was just listening. I was practicing my listening skills.
That's great. Did you absorb anything?
I'm right about this.
You guys want to play Baldur's Gate? I mean, I think that if we all hung out, we would make sure that everyone's having fun. I think that's a priority for everyone here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? Exactly. And so I think like if like let's say for example where someone's like let's go to this place and then we're not really all about it, we would find something that we can all do together that we would be happy doing. Or like, you know, a little bit of both. Maybe we'll do this for a little bit and then we'll do another thing that like another person would want.
But Bo doesn't believe that. His assumption is that we would all leave him to die.
True and real.
Wait, why would we do that?
Why would we do that?
I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm joking. Can a man not be like, man, my friends hate me sometimes? Because that's not a thing.
I mean, if we are your friends and you're like, I know you would kill me. I know you would just fucking hang me out to dry. Then yeah, you know what? I don't want that.
yeah. Okay, Batman's in chat. Can we get some okay Batman for Bo in chat?
Bo is using guy friendships on girls. See, I was about to fucking say that because if my roommate was fucking here right now, we yell like this, and this is just how we are. Because at the end of it, I just go, we laugh because it's just funny that we're yelling at each other. But if my roommate was here, he'd be like, yeah. He'd be like, fuck you, man. You know what I mean? I'd be like, no, you're right. You're real for that. And then I'd get over He'd be like, yeah, fuck you. And I'd be like, oh, I know they're
each
joking.
friendship is different. We are not
I know. I just did it, and I didn't expect to get in a yelling match, and I didn't want to lose because I'm stubborn. So I just got louder, and and now here I am. So that's what you're gonna have to deal with. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Pac-Man if you need me.
God forbid a man have some deep set insecurities. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Wait, why is there a Batman emote? It's for me. No, it's what is it for again?
Oh yeah, it's when I do that, when I let the demons win a little bit, and I'm like, nothing. The bonds between people are all opportunistic. Everyone is a sick freak. When I used to have a problem with that, when I was a miserable little teenager who would go to chess competitions and decide every boy that she saw there was her boyfriend, I had a best friend who was kind enough to allow me to like doomer on his floor while he let me eat all of his potato chips while he played Binding of Isaac, and that was Joe. That's my best friend in the world. And once in a while, through my little like manifestos that I would recite for him, I'd be like, nothing is real. No one really cares about anyone. And while I ate all of his potato chips, and he would be like, okay, Batman. So we have an okay, Batman emote for when I'm letting the demons win.
That's a good one.
I love it.
Exactly. That's what my roommate does. He listens to me, and then he goes, yeah, that sounds all fucking stupid though. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then I'll just move on. Like I'll be like, dude, look at all this and this and that. And then he'll be like, all right, but you're stupid. And I'm like, oh. And then he's like, yeah, anyways. And he'll just like turn up the TV, and I'll be like, all right, we'll see you later, man. He's like, yeah. And then I feel better. And then I'm like, all right, well, he's right. But then someone told me in my chat, they're like, well, that's toxic masculinity, Bo, because you're just saying grow up. And I'm like, no, I don't think that is. No. Yeah, right?
I think if someone were saying like, just grow up to someone who was like feeling sad, that would be kind of dark and bad to do to someone. But that's not what's happening.
Yeah. That's what I said too. I was like, I don't think that's
I have seen you do that to yourself, right? I've never seen someone else do that to you, although I assume that they have. But I have seen you do that to yourself, where you'll be like, yeah, this makes me really sad. I just got to grow out of it. I just got to man up. And it's like, okay, well, that's maybe a little bit dark. Maybe not like that. Maybe be nicer to yourself than that.
Okay, that's something I'm working on. That's something I'm working on. But I got it from my God bless him. I love him to death. My father, where he was kind of just like, listen, it's okay to have feelings, but you got to fucking grow out of it because you're a man. Like he's like, you got to get over it because you're a guy and life keeps on going forward and it's going to leave you behind. So
yeah, I would say that's probably not the best thing for your health.
Yeah.
So like I've always
it's like
been
a societal thing, right? It's what people tell a lot of young boys, and it sucks because like the best thing is to feel your emotions, but still be able to like cope with them, but healthily, not just like push them aside.
To
and that's
know
really
how
hard.
to seek support when you need support, to know how to
like
calm yourself down and bring yourself to a better place when you need that. The thing that I see is guys get angry at themselves for feeling sad, right? They feel sad and then they get angry at themselves for feeling sad, and then what they started with one emotion that had like an easy solution, which is like go to your friends and talk about how sad you are, and now they have two emotions and they don't have like an easy way out of it because like they're just gonna get angrier at themselves if they talk about how sad they are, and if they talk about their anger, then they're just gonna get sadder, right? And it's just like it feels like that is not really serving anybody. That's not serving them.
You didn't have to do that. That's crazy.
You know, because they started with one emotion and that had a solution, and now they have two and no solution. So I just think like I wouldn't place the blame anywhere. I would just say I don't think that's really serving you. You know,
you have to feel like you're safe and comfortable to be able to share your feelings, though, right? Because like I think
that's a big thing with me. I think
Moja brought up that like it depends on who you talk to. Like people might give you shit for it, and so I think like that's the fear. It's that like you would get shit for talking about your feelings, which are like normal and natural. So it's finding that same safe place in the support system that can give you what you need to be able to process emotions, talk about them, and then move forward.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I feel like I'd rarely talk about my feelings. Not the trauma dump. Never mind. I don't want to talk about it. Never mind. I said trauma dump and it made me no, and actually I said trauma dump and I made fun of myself by accident and now I don't want to do it anymore. I bullied myself. That's actually fucking crazy. I bullied myself.
Yeah, you just bullied yourself. We watched it happen.
But that is
real time.
I mean, like this is what it is, right? Like the main
recognizing
thing is
that
like,
pattern.
Yeah, and even if your friends are all like kind to you when you talk about your emotions, the first step is being okay with it yourself. It starts from day one where it's been drilled into you. You can't talk about your feelings, and so even though you know that like that's not something that you want to like, still you don't want to like bully yourself for it. You have that reflex, that instinct, and it's really hard to come out of that. So it's so tough, but it's really cool and really giga chad of you to try to recognize that and try to get past.
Yeah, I think what I would say is like, Bo, you have the support system now, right? And like, it's just gonna be you internalizing that and being okay with it yourself, right? Because you now have people who you know like love you and like aren't gonna judge you, and it's just your own demons now. You just gotta fight them.
They're very strong, but we'll see what we can do.
They're really tough, but you know what, Bo? Really I think you're pretty strong too.
No. I'm like on the floor, like no. Is she saying that no one loved him before?
No, I'm saying that I don't think that you necessarily had a group of friends who were like explicitly okay with sharing feelings and talking about them, because you've explicitly said that, like, which is why I think that, yeah.
The thing is with me,
I wouldn't have made that assumption, but you did actually literally say that to me, so I do believe it's true.
Okay, well don't let them know. What the fuck?
Sorry. Listen, man, you can't just be like, oh, so she's making mean assumptions? If it's something you actually told me.
Bozos, I'm so fucking popular, Bozos. Don't fucking listen to her. I was fucking slaying, bro. Yeah. Everyone loved me. Don't listen. That's not you erase that from your memory. What I have right now is I'm like I'm fighing the day.
Yeah. Also, if this is not something you want to do on stream as well, you don't.
Sorry.
Stream, right? So like,
no. I
was just putting it out there in case if it was like something that you wanted to do and like talk to us about, but like not on stream. I'm not saying this is that moment. I'm just saying in general. You know. So,
yeah.
Like, we can move forward if you would like.
Just to clarify, this isn't something where I'm like, like, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
but you don't have to be. I'm just saying, like, you can feel uncomfortable with conversations about anything. It doesn't have to be like something that makes you like cry or weepy. But it's just like maybe I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like talking about this right now.
I just don't want to be a little baby right now, and I feel like I'm being a little baby.
No one else feels that way, but I understand, and you don't have to.
Yeah, I'm a little baby right now, and that's okay.
I don't think you're being a little baby right now. I
Really?
think you're being pretty cool. Yeah, you're being pretty. You're just being like a well-adjusted human being who recognizes his own emotions and like are doing the cool, hard thing, which is I would like to move on from this and maybe revisit another time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think chat gives a fuck. They're kind of here.
No, look at chat. Look.
Yeah, look at them.
I mean, they care, but they definitely care. But we could play Baldur's Gate, you know, if that was like your moving.
Yeah,
you're being really normal right now.
I don't know. I don't want to like. This is the Ellie Minibot stream, and I feel like coming on and being like, by the way,
actually the Ellie Minibot and Bo and Shoomimi stream. So get fricked.